We're back here on the Cougar Coaches Show on Mediacom Channel 22 talking cross country, the men's and women's teams, and that women's squad this year in their first top 25 ranking last week at number 21, up now to number 19 with the head coach Tim Cornell. Before we get back to your teams, the homecoming festivities on the weekend, the 5th, you've guys got a big event that you've added to that list of homecoming festivities with the 5K.
Sure. We saw this entire series of soccer and volleyball and everybody being involved in the homecoming activities. And we were coming together as a team last year and didn't feel prepared to add something quite yet, but we are going to do a homecoming 5K. Get out, get your exercise in early. 8 o'clock, we'll meet on the front lawn, and we're going to run through downtown. It's a really nice course. Columbia Police Department has been very kind in helping us set that up. So we're excited about it. Hopefully we'll get a very large contingent of Columbia College friends and family out there. We'll do a little running in the morning, and then we'll go on and proceed through the rest of the day's activities.
Maybe it's a start at the softball field out of that. Timmy, how far is that back to campus?
It's about 3 miles.
Is it really?
It is, because our guys run there when we do workouts.
Really? You run from campus to
really? Out to Aunt Timmy. So
okay.
It's about 3. It would work.
Takes me too long to even drive there, much less run that. But it's great to have with all the teams, especially in putting an event like that, as big of a running community that there is in Columbia, with all the trails and events and with the programs that are here with the high school level and at Missouri, to have that added to the homecoming list. It's a pretty cool feature, and kick it off in the morning, and people can still register if they're watching this before Saturday morning.
Absolutely.
ColumbiaCougars.com, there's a link on there.
Yeah, it's on ColumbiaCougars.com. We're going to have registration in Bass Student Commons from 4 to 7 on Friday, and then if you want to show up early for the race, we'll be taking registrations from about 6 o'clock up until race time. So hope to have a large group of people out there and really supporting Columbia College. So wear your colors, come and run fast.
You mentioned the NAI Pre-Nationals. Now explain exactly what that means. That's coming up in Lawrence in October.
Sure. So the national meet is in Lawrence on November 23rd, and it's typical to have a meet where you get to see the national course beforehand. So it works well this year because the NAI office is located so close in Kansas City. They're going to be able to take control of that meet and make it a very well-run pre-national competition. So we're expecting a large majority of the top 25 teams to be there. We will be there competing on both the men's and women's side, and we hope to show well. I think the kids are ready. They're very fit right now. It's just a matter of stepping up and proving ourselves against national competition.
It's more of, and this is a question I don't know if I've asked you before or not, as far as scouting other teams. It's not necessarily a sport that you're watching video of. You hear
right.
Bob Burchard obviously talking about getting tape on a team like a Baker or whoever before their next game, and
sure.
Melinda Washington talks about that binder they've got of their scouting report. Is that something that goes into your sport at all, really, or not much at all?
We don't watch a whole lot of film. We try to identify ourselves and develop an identity of how we want to run. And for us, I think it's patience in the first half of the race and really moving up through that second half. So we try and put ourselves in very good position and then remain patient, and then strike at the right opportunity. And that's how we define ourselves. There are teams that like to get out a little faster, some teams that like to get out a little slower than what we do. But you kind of learn that over time, and it's not necessarily something that you can track because courses run differently, and a time at one place doesn't mean the same that it does at another place.
Where, as far as that court is concerned, you mentioned that, is that just anybody, as far as any school, you can sign in to be in that meet, or is that a qualification to compete or anything on your scores, or how does that work?
It's an NAI-only competition
Gotcha.
At that pre-national meet. We wanted to make it NAI-specific, and most of the top teams in the NAI are going to be there, which is tremendous. It's always fun to see your competition before the national championships and then measure yourselves several weeks later and see how far you've come during that time.
And that's another, at least that kind of that barometer, show them, at least in their minds, they may be perceiving that such and such teams are so much better than us. Oh, man, we'll never be able to beat them. And then they actually see them in person and realize, oh, hey, we can hang with these guys.
Absolutely, and that's really part of it, developing the confidence to be able to run up front. And you can be fit enough and not believe in yourself to be able to run up front, and you'll never do it. But once you get up there and are able to do it one time, that confidence builds and builds and builds. And I think our girls and guys are really developing that confidence right now. So I'm excited for them to get that opportunity to run with some of the best runners in the nation coming up.
AMC Conference expanding, adding more teams. What is the conference landscape like as far as competitive-wise? I know you mentioned it's a very competitive concert. So who are the top dogs, if you will?
Park has been very good on the women's side and the men's side for a number of years. They were winning the conference title before we came in last year, and they're still very good. They have several All-Americans on both the men's and women's side. We've defeated them on the women's side already. Men have not fielded a team quite yet. We've been very patient with them, but I expect them to show well against Park in the coming weeks. William Woods always fields a very good team on both the men's and women's side, and Hamilwood Grange has 2 girls who were All-American last year. So it's very good right at the top there, and we're excited to see new teams coming in. Williams Baptist just added cross country. Freed Hardeman is entering the conference. Lindenwood Belleville also has a cross country team. St. Louis College of Pharmacy. So it's not only going to be top heavy, but it's going to be very deep in the coming years, and we're really excited. It is truly a more is merrier sport. That anytime you can grow your conference, it's a lot more fun to race against.
A lot of people in the other sports you know of, conference tournament time is obviously, especially in basketball, everybody knows the importance of winning your conference championship. How does the competitive side of the conference in cross country, when does that take place? And is it a cumulative through the season that leads to rankings that set you up for the tournament, or is it just pretty much you have your regular season and then your tournament?
Sure, it's very much regular season and then conference championships. Obviously, we see a few of our conference opponents throughout the year, but anything can happen on one given day, and that's kind of the joy and the fun of cross country. Sure. We're not scared of competition. We love the competition, and we're not scared to put it out there on a single day. We think we're the best team in the conference, and ultimately it is preparing for that one day, that one competition. 25, 26 minutes for the guys, 18, 19 minutes for the girls, being able to show that you're the best on November 8th for us in this situation.
And where is that meet going to be?
It's going to be out at Cosmo Park.
Okay.
So there's the front football fields where we'll start, and then we'll loop around most of the soccer fields. It's a 2K loop with a 1K inner loop for the girls. Girls are going to run 5K, and the guys are going to run 8K. So it's 4 loops for the guys, 2.5 for the girls. It's going to be a very spectator-friendly course, so we can hopefully have a lot of people out there wearing the CC colors and cheering on our athletes as we hopefully bring home 2 conference titles this year.
And another cool feather in your guys' running cap, I guess. No,
I guess
no cap.
so.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
That you get to host the conference championships in year 2 of the program. That's another cool event, again, to have here in Columbia for everybody to come here.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the things that defines Columbia College. We get to show off our facilities from a soccer and basketball, volleyball, softball standpoint every single year. Everybody gets to come and see Columbia College and see what not only great people we have here, but great facilities for our athletes. And we wanted to be able to share that with the rest of the conference. We think that we do things well, and we hope to live up to that standard on November 8th.
Well, the title to defend for sure on the 8th, and then Saturday the 5th coming up for the homecoming festivities at Columbia College, and a lot of different events and a full schedule on ColumbiaCougars.com, and also register for the 5K that morning. It starts what time?
8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock, and be where?
Front lawn, right in front of Bass Commons.
Bass Commons. Be there. Find out more again on the website here. And we'll come back. One more quick segment, talk about some of your athletes that are actually out there running for the Cougars here for Columbia College on the cross-country teams. Number 19 in the country for the women's program, now up in the top 25 rankings, up in the second poll out again this season. Back with Coach Tim Cornell, more cross-country talk here on ColumbiaCougars.com and Mediacom Channel 22.